Apologies for that, everybody. Really not sure what happened there. We had a very sudden blip, and we're back in again. But an absolute nightmare. We're just loading into the session now. Like I say, sorry about that, everyone. Bit of a nightmare. As we all know, with the lockdown, things internet-wise have been very tough recently. A lot of people using all the bandwidth and everything that's going on. Sorry everybody, that was my bad. Massive apologies. My internet has been the bane of my life for these last few weeks. We disconnected from the session last week as well, but luckily we only disconnected from the session and not the actual internet. We are hardwired in as well, that's the irritating thing. So we're just getting into the session and then we should have everything underway. As you can hear, we are just loading in now. 50p in the meter. Well, the Ethernet cable does run actually across the room floor, but it's not in the way of anything or anyone. So that'll be that. Here we go then. Back out for more action. They're in qualifying now. And at the moment, it's Gregory Vranks that is on pole position. And as you can imagine, we've got a wonderful few things here to just reload and sort out. There we go. Thank you for your patience on that. Having just a very simple blip in the internet can cause a lot of stuff. So Lewis Ward has gone to the top. I'm not watching Netflix at the same time, Stephen. I think my girlfriend might be upstairs, but we've never had any issues with it streaming more than one thing at once, unfortunately. Typical technology for you, isn't it? Nothing stops the downloads. Bod knows, Bod knows. But thank you everyone for your patience. It is much appreciated. Welcome back. I was just going through the championship standings. They have been updated. I did owe you an apology because Lewis Ward was leading the championship going into that one. Miguel Freitas now leads the championship by 1 individual point. So this is only going to get more and more feisty as things go on. Here is Miguel Freitas then coming around the final corner. He's got his teammate Scott Malcolm in front of him. Across the line he goes. He won race 1. He's second at the moment from Lewis Ward. 0.06 of a second between the two of them. Getting ever so closer. Here's Ben Thayens in 8th position at the moment in the G-Drive Racing Exemia car. Just behind him on the grid at the moment is actually Carl Jacquelet, leading the AM class once again. Oh, sideways into the hairpin there. Gets back on it though. As you can see at the top, 10-minute qualifying session, 6.5 minutes gone. So not too long for these guys to get times on the board. There are the times on the board on the left-hand side, much closer this time. Top 13 separated by a second. Make that 14 as Dima slots into 13th position. Lewis Ward goes faster with a 1:16.1. Amazing stuff. Ranks 3rd. Mark Woodhouse goes up to 2nd with a 1:16.3. Scott Malcolm up into 12th. It's all very close. Thayens goes 3rd, 1:16.5. It's all so close, isn't it, in this championship? Andy Hopley in 9th at the moment. Lewis Ward currently fastest, though. Miguel Freitas down in 6th position on a 1:16.56. Oh, and he's sideways there into the hairpin. That was a very un-Miguel-like mistake. Miguel taking a bit of a cross-country route there off the circuit. Ben Thayen's car 5, position 5 at the moment. Gregory Vranks goes up to 3rd position for Simracersworld Esports TCR. Puts Thayen's down to 6th. Scott Malcolm improves to 11th, which means it's all pros. Oh, there you go. Jackalet's just outplaced him again. It was all pros and then all AMs, but nope. No such thing. Adam McNally has not put a time on the board yet, but there he goes. On to a hot lap, I believe. Detige goes 2nd. So the Sim Racers car's doing very well tonight. Chris Miretta, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. You've missed your advert, mate. You're late. You're late, Chris. What time do you call this? But one of your boys is on pole at the moment, provisionally. Lewis Ward, 1 point off the championship lead of Miguel Freitas now. It's incredibly close. It's going to come right down to the wire. And it just so means as well that that last round at Alton Park, where Miguel Freitas and Adam McNally came together, is oh so pivotal in the championship fight. Just going to see what McNally can do here as he comes around the final couple of corners. He's got Andy Fox in front. Don't think he's going to be that much quicker that it's going to be an issue. Andy catches a bit of the grass. Adam really focused through there. Nice line through the chicane, keeps it clean. Yeah, thank you everybody for the patience. Chris there encouraging people to give it a like. Smith goes fastest. Fraser Smith 1:16.1. Hopley 5th with a 1:16.3. McNally goes to 11th with a 1:16.7. Miguel Freitas back to the top. He's into the 15s. A 1:15.898 for Miguel Freitas. Just as Stephen DeWolf says in chat, Freitas, not much time left to get a good grid position. And there it goes. Miguel Freitas, what a lap. Purple sectors all round. 2-3 tenths quicker in each sector on Fraser Smith. But Fraser, again, alive in this full Sen racing car. He's gone wide there. That's completely compromised his lap. Lewis Ward has also given up. Matthias Detige is on a lap. Who's nearly completed a lap? Ryan Walker coming across the line. Does he improve? He does not. There's Gregory Vranks around the final corner. For Simracersworld Esports TCR, Lee Deemer goes into 14th, still just behind Jackalet. Can Gregory get up there? No, no improvement from Gregory. Freitas is actually going around the last couple of corners as well. See what he can do. Wow, plenty of curb there, Sunshine. Really launches it. Cuts the other one quite nicely, so one wheel either side of it. Don't know whether the lap will still count after that, though. He's still going for it, though. Miguel across the line. Probably knows he's not improved with that. No, it didn't count in the end, did it? McNally's finished his lap and stayed in 11th despite the improvement. Dave Cyrus, Philip Hopley just coming around the final corner. Across the line, 2 seconds off the pace. No improvement for him either. Dave Cyrus has also pulled over. So it looks like that is going to be the end of the session, everybody. Amazing again from Miguel Freitas taking pole position. There is your grid then. Miguel Freitas from Fraser Smith. Lewis Ward in 3rd with Matthias Detige in 4th. Then we have Adam Delmont 5th and Mark Woodhouse in 6th place. Then it's Andy Hopley and Gregory Vranks on row 4. Alex Torres and Ben Thanes make a very interesting row 5 ahead of Adam McNally and Scott Malcolm. We then have Carl Jackalet and Lee Deemer, the 2 AM class title contenders, with Liam Silkstone and Andy Fox just behind. Ryan Walker and Dean Timms. Then it's Dave Cyrus and Scott Angelo on row 10. Philip Hopley, and then me, and Jeremy Hessels in 23rd place. Now, one battle I do want to look at very quickly in the championship standings is the battle in the AM class, because Jackalet is now 52 points clear of Lee Deemer. Now, you can get 70 points for winning a race. So the gaps aren't going to be as easy for those boys to open up there. So we'll have to see what happens with the next couple of races. But I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Carl Jacquelet take the title in that one. There he is in the Year 1 racing car. There's not much time for Dima to close the gap, but we've seen that it can very quickly turn on its head for all of them. There is Lewis Ward, 1 point behind the guy directly ahead of us there in the championship. And this is going to get very, very excited. Hopefully not too heated, as Lewis realises with the car. Let's not heat it up too much, mate. But it's just absolute silence. It's so dormant. We're waiting for Dave Cyrus and Andy Hopley to take to the grid. Lewis there revving the car. I think he's just having a laugh more than anything. And that's a good question from Chris. Will it mean that Jacquelet goes to the Pro Class next season? Not 100% sure. It looks like Andy Hopley's not taken to the grid, unfortunately. But round 22 of the Simortal Simracersworld TCR Series is underway. Looks like an initial sort of good hop there from Fraser Smith. Gregory Franks has had a nightmare and dropped positions. Ben Thanes and Alex Torres having a scrap on the outside, sorry, the inside. One of the Excite cars coming straight through the middle there. Oh, Jacquelet's on the grass on the inside. Ryan Walker has gone around. Jacquelet is off. Or is it? No, it's Dean Timms. Dean Timms is off on the inside. Jacquelet sideways. He's had contact with Ben Thanes. Comes back on, doesn't hit anybody else. Jeremy Hessels goes through. Lee Diemer has also lost a few places as well. Scott Angelo, Philip Hopley have also had an accident. Oh, that's just because of this. Oh, scrappy on the exit, boys. Come on. Oh, the two cars seem hooked together. Oh, they are. That's a nightmare. More contact, more contact. So much damage. They just have to stop the cars. But Fraser Smith has taken the race lead from Miguel Freitas. And what a great start he's had to do just that. Fraser then leading once again in the Simracersworld TCR Series. And now that means Lewis Ward is on the back of Miguel Freitas for second place. But a bit of a scrappy start. I want to have a quick look at what happened to Jacquelet and Diemer, because Jacquelet was on the grass down the inside. Oh, Ben Thanes is on the outside. Oh, Diemer turns Jacquelet into Thanes. Surely, let's have another look. There's contact on the outside. Yeah, Jacquelet straightens up and Diemer just turns into him there. Not great spatial awareness, but now they're back together on the track. Fingers crossed this doesn't get too feisty. Carl likes a battle on track. Doesn't back down from anybody, don't care who it is. Andy Hopley, unfortunately, has not made this one, I'm afraid. Didn't have the most straightforward of race ones. Silkstone and Thanes side by side. Oh, Fox Fox just gives him a bit of a tap in the rear. Jeremy Hassels thinks, thanks very much, mate. I'll take that. And through he goes into 13th position, nearly into the back of Liam Silkstone there. Liam and his teammates at Excite were having a bit of a laugh about some of the things I've said about them over this season. Saying things like, oh, Andy Fox, he's been battered into there by Carl Jacquelet. Not sure whether he got any help. Let's have a look. Oh, Carl didn't need to do it, and in the process he's actually caused damage to Lee Diemer there as well, who hit Andy. It's very scrappy stuff from Carl. He's actually slowed down as well. I don't know if he's letting him back through actually. That's nice of him, to be fair. He's made up for that. I retract my comments. Oh, it's wide in front there goes Dave Cyrus. Looks like Ryan Walker's gone off as well. What has happened to Ryan? Oh, contact with the back of Andy Fox. There's contact all over the place at the moment. McNally and Gregory Franks having a scrap. Delmont's going to be around here somewhere, or is he? No, Delmont's actually a bit further down. It was nice for him to let him back through though. But that was a proper dive down the inside. But this is Franks now on the back. of Adam McNally for 7th place. The battle's at the front, still quite close. Fraser Smith leading the way, Freitas just behind, then it's Ward, Detige, and then Woodhouse just hanging back off these guys. Looks like Freitas has got a run here down the straight. Ward's done the fastest lap of the race though. A 1:16.4. On the brakes on the outside, Fraser slides the car a bit on the way in. Miguel tries to get some sort of cutback, doesn't work, slows him down. Lewis Ward is sniffing an opportunity here. They're all trying to use as much road as they can. Around the long right-hander. Lewis Ward tries to straight line the car as best he can, thinks, no, I'm not going to bother down the inside, I'm just going to take the optimum line, let these boys have a fight. Fraser goes a little bit deep there, they all do. Freitas tries to get the run off the corner, puts the car side by side, forces the issue with Fraser. I think Fraser squeezed him, and Lewis gets involved as well. Oh, it's a nightmare. Fraser Smith is going backwards, he gets it back on the circuit, very well done. Does well not to hit anybody, but that's a proper shame. Let's have a look from the chopper. In all honesty, I don't think Fraser left the room. Lewis did a great job to get on the brakes so quickly. Wing mirrors go flying, but I think that was on Fraser. Just gradually came over and didn't leave all the room in the world. Here is Ranks then. Seemingly closing on McNally very quickly there. Not sure whether Adam had a slowdown or something from the previous lap. Oh, Gregory's very sideways there. The car is completely away from him. Delmont goes through. So does Scott Malcolm. Ben Thayens has just had a bit of an off as well. Not quite sure what happened to him there, but he's straight onto the back of Scott Malcolm. Detige is now up into 2nd place, and he's done the purple Sector 1. Sebastian Herber making a very good point, yeah. If you hit those yellow sausage curbs in the GT3 or GTE car, it's game over, but in these cars you can just launch it over them. And it's very true. Very true indeed. Looks like Thayens has got past Scott Malcolm down the inside. Gregory Vrank's trying to make up for that little mistake a moment ago and come back through as well. Ben around the outside there, carries the pace, but Scott's got the inside line here, still defending it. Onto the brakes. Scott has the ideal line, and now Ranks and Thayens are side by side. Ben just slots in, make sure that there's nothing easy going on there. Here's Dean Timms on the back of Dave Cyrus, a bit further down the order. Freitas fastest lap of the race. Really drilling home the point. And Mark Woodhouse has Lewis Ward right behind him now. Lewis does the fastest lap of the race. Never mind drilling home a point. Lewis is on a mission here, 1:16.1. Chris there describing the suspension as taxi suspension. Yeah, I'll agree. Lewis, really, really smart driving here. He's just focusing on getting the car slowed down enough, work on his exits, and he wants to put the pressure on Woodhouse, who has risen up to 3rd place here, started 6th on the grid. You can see the car squirming around all over the place on the brakes. Lewis just so smooth though on the exit. Look at the time that he's gaining. He's really putting Woodhouse under pressure. Gets the car hugged to the inside. But as the great Murray Walker once said, catching is one thing, getting past is quite another, and we're about to see that, I think. Woodhouse is brilliant to race against. I've raced against him in many a series, mainly the World GT Championship. But he's always fair and clean. Just behind there we saw the Excite cars. They're now showing Simracersworld how to do this in flying formation. This is Adam Delmont just ahead of Adam McNally. And then Gregory Franks and Ben Thayens glued together here by orange vinyl as they go down the straight. Some of it metallic, some of it not. Gregory getting a good old smell of the G-Drive car just to make sure that the fuel mixture's spot on. Oh, Ryan Walker's had an issue, fallen down. Let's have a look. Coming into the hairpin. So just going to go around on the brakes. Yeah, the rear end just breaks away. Oh, you need to floor it there. You need to get your foot down and save that rather than get on the brakes. Here's Freitas getting the car turned in as expected. Then it's Detige, then Woodhouse, and then Ward right on the back of him still, bouncing over the curbs. Oh, Andy says, iRacing crashed at the end of qualifying. I've got sore knuckles and one less kitchen stool. Don't blame it on the kitchen stool, mate. Oh, Fraser's had another issue here. Fraser's gone off. What has happened now? He's in a battle with Jeremy Hessels. Oh, big hit in the side. Again, we'll bring out the chopper cam. Yeah, again, I think Fraser just ran wide there, unfortunately. Don't think that was on Jeremy. Good scrap further up. Again, Vrank's just trying to get the hex code of the colour of that G-Drive car. Scott Malcolm just watching the orange swap places as Lewis Ward and Mark Woodhouse are also swapping places side by side. A bit of a door rub. We call that a braille pass from Lewis Ward. He in there saying to Andy, well, you can just grab a beer. No, you're not racing. And Lewis Ward is now up to 3rd place. There you go, Andy. Reason to celebrate, mate, your teammate. The Lewis Ward fan club has been very, very present in this championship this season. It's great to see. McNally is losing Delmont a little bit there. Alex Torres is under the radar in his home race at the moment. Spanish Inquisition himself in 5th place. Plenty of curbs. Oh, Ryan Walker's had another issue. What's gone on now? Has he done it again at this hairpin? He does. It's just on that change down. You need to floor it, mate. That was deja vu with the other incident. Freitas has done a purple sector 2, by the way, on that last lap. He's absolutely on it at the moment, is Miguel Freitas. He's taken the championship lead in that previous race. And here is your M-Class lead, by the way. This is Liam Silkstone, who is 3.9 seconds ahead of Carl Jacquelet. Jeremy Hessels and Scott Malcolm having a bit of a dice here as they go around the right-hander. Onto the brakes, into the hairpin. Scott making sure that Jeremy's over to the right-hand side. And he keeps it in position. It's getting close further up between Torres and Delmont. Over the chicane they go. Plenty of curb there for Alex Torres. Very friendly with those. Out of the final corner, down the straight. We'll see what sort of run Delmont can get. He's a bit further back than he was on previous laps. They're all over the place, just showing each other. I'm going to go down the inside, put a bit of pressure on. Oh, and I tell you what, it's worked. Oh, Torres even worked on McNally. He scared his own teammate off the circuit. Delmont's around here somewhere. There he is. McNally went off, took a cone with him. Oh, Delmont's got a great switch back there. Look at that. Down the inside, into the right-hander. Oh, he's taking a very tight line on the way in. There's contact as he runs wide on the exit. He just turned in really early, and the car just washed out wide. I hope someone's gone to put that cone back, because McNally absolutely sent it. It's ended up in Portugal. But Torres now still holds on to that place from Delmont for the time being. Whether he can hang on to the end of the race, though, is going to be a different story, because Delmont has been absolutely on fire for these last few race meetings. Here's Dave Cyrus and Andy Fox having a bit of a good old-fashioned scrap further down the order in 16th and 17th position. The Excite car chasing down the privateer with his number plate on the back, just so you make sure that you don't know, don't forget who you're chasing, sorry. Some awesome touring car racing going on tonight, though, and throughout the whole championship. It's been amazing. Really has. We've got a long old one at the Nordschleife next week at the VLN layout. As things stand, Lewis Ward will take this to the final round of the championship. Matisse is doing a great job in second. Only 2.2 off the race leader. I've really enjoyed watching Matthias this season. He's awesome. Really, really good driver. Very flamboyant. He had a bit of bad luck early on in the series. And, well, now there's the internals of an Audi RS3 TCR engine. And there's a very pretty spec map on the Excite car. Now, Torres defends early, goes down the inside, stays to the inside line, says to Delmont, you're not having it. McNally on the outside. Delmont over to the left. Make sure that he lines the corner up as well as he can. Torres parks it on the apex. Pitches a tent on the apex almost. Delmont down the inside on the switchback though. Nicely done. Did you get the tent pun? Oh, Delmont switches over just in front of McNally. I think they might have made a bit of contact there. McNally gets out of it to let his teammate take the racing line. He's still a bit deep in there. And through. Torres just carries so much speed there. Ian Fox there asking driver of the season for people. That's a very good question. We're not there yet, don't worry. But this is a great, great battle. Go on board with McNally just so you can see it from this point of view. The field has actually spread out quite a lot other than a couple of little battles. Adam just can't stay with those boys out of there. A bit too much curb on the right-hander and up it goes. 10 minutes left to go of this race. And it's just getting closer and closer. Torres still in front. Still managing to make it work. Vranks has got past Thayens. Oh, Andy Fox has come to strive somewhere. Deem is slow in front of them. This is Andy Fox and Dave Cyrus. Oh, Andy just runs wide on the exit of the hairpin. Oh no, it seems like they're alright actually. They are still swapping places though. I think Dima got back through. So we'll look at how he did that. Down the inside into turn one. On the brakes. And through he goes. Carries a lot more speed in there. Silkstone and Jackalette are only 0.3 of a second apart as Freitas does the fastest lap of the race again, a 16.1. Jackalette has Fraser Smith just behind him as well. Nearly 17 minutes of the way through the race then, 8 to go. So probably about 6 laps. Torres and Delmont still having this scrap and swap in places. Torres still in front. We'll go back to this though. Jackalette being chased down by Fraser. Jackalette turns in a little bit early. These cars do carry some great speed around that first corner though. I'm very impressed by that. Fraser can't quite stay with him around there, but this is the battle to watch. Delmont all over the back of Torres. Puts his nose down the inside. Torres gives him just the room that he needs. Delmont gets a great run on the exit. Nice work side by side up the hill to the right-hander. It's hard to see who's leaving the space around there. Torres still just in front. Doesn't run out wide though. He knows that he's still there. Turns it in. And Alex keeps the place for just another couple of corners. Really parks it on the apex. Makes sure that Delmont can't get through. Now it's all about the run that Delmont's going to get. We'll go on board and see what it looks like from here. Torres carries some great pace around there. McNally's actually closer to the back of Delmont than he is to the back of Torres. Delmont over to the outside a bit later on the brakes. Nearly hits Alex there. Side by side round the outside. That's brave. Nearly gets it done. And I tell you what, on the switchback he might. Nearly bit of contact again. Great racing from these pair. Torres still somehow in front. His home race. He knows every single inch of this circuit, doesn't he? You have to leave the space, he says. And that's exactly what he's doing. Exactly, this is nice and clean side-by-side action. There's the commentator's curse. Watch it all go out the window now. Good speed through there from Torres. McNally doesn't want to get too involved in Delmont's battle, but he's got to at this stage. And Frank's down the inside as well. He says, let me have a look at them door handles, Adam. They're nice. Where'd you get them? Final couple of corners, though. Gregory backs out of it. He thinks you boys are all mad. You're having a proper scrap up here. I just want to finish and get some points. The two Excite cars, though, just can't do anything about Torres at the moment. But nobody can do anything about this man, Miguel Freitas. He's just absolutely flying. The tame Iberian, as he is called by his team. He's doing an incredible job. His teammate as well, Mark Woodhouse, don't forget, he's in 4th position. He's doing fine as well. Lewis Ward has driven away a little bit since he got through, but doesn't take anything away from how quick and consistent Mark has been this evening. Lewis on for a podium position, so he's not going to lose too many championship points. Bit of a change around further down the order. Cyrus and Andy Fox again swapping places. Carl Jacquelet is now leading the AM class lead. Let's have a look at how he did that. This is on Liam Silkstone. Down the inside into turn 1. Later on the brakes. And through he goes, simple as that. Nice work there by Carl. Little bit of damage on the front right of that car. But he now leads the AM class and he's still got Fraser Smith behind. We'll go back to this scrap though because it's still going on. If we show you this from the blimp camera, you'll see just how close these guys all are. All 5 of them. Through the final couple of corners. And it's Torres from the 2 Excite cars. They'll be communicating with each other though over the radio. That's why they've got the confidence to be a bit closer together. Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? Thanks, Grandstand. 21 minutes of the race gone. 4 minutes to go. And then that leaves us with only one more race in this fantastic championship that has come down to a nail-biting finish. Bit of a kiss on the rear there for Alex Torres. I suppose you could call it tapas. But it's not the sort that you'd manage to get in public. Oh, Carl Jacquelet has lost a place to Liam Silkstone and Fraser Smith has dropped down. I think there might have been some contact here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Fraser goes to the inside. Oh, Carl just keeps coming across on the brakes. Not really anything else Fraser could do once he'd committed to the move. It was a bit of a late lunge, but if Carl saw it coming and went to defend it, he squeezed it a bit too much, it seems. Still this goes on. Honestly, these boys, Thayens is going to be sitting here laughing his head off. Freitas again does the fastest lap of the race. Stop it. Stop it, Miguel. It's not fair. Oh, a bit wide there from Ben Thayens, pushing a bit too hard it seems. But Delmont still not able to do anything about Torres. How many times have we seen these boys over here and McNally on the left? He just goes further and further to the right. Each time does Delmont. What a bit of speed into that. Oh, Torres moves out slightly, makes the contact, and unfortunately Delmont gets hit. McNally squeezes through and thinks, thank you very much, boys. I'll take 2 from that. But no, 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 Mr. Delmont. You are not coming through. You shall not pass, says Alex Torres. That was more than a tapas, wasn't it? Oh, he just runs a little bit wider as they get onto the brakes, you know. Such a shame. We didn't want it to end in contact. Nobody did. And McNally and Torres are now having a bit of a scrap as well. Torres back in front again somehow. Locks a brake there, does McNally. All over the place. Delmont down the inside of Thayens doesn't work. Let's have a look at how Torres got it done on McNally. Oh, McNally's just messed himself over and gone too slow. Torres puts his nose down the inside. That was very opportunistic stuff. Oh, Delmont's gone off the circuit. He's trying very hard here to get past Ben Thayens. McNally is pushing Torres down the straight. Don't move over too aggressively, Adam, or it'll put him in the wall. We don't need that. Oh, Gregory Franks wants in on this as well. McNally's really, really attacking the back of Torres here. Maybe a bit of retribution for his teammate. Not sure whether he feels that the contact was on purpose. Delmont down the inside of Thayens. Ben runs wide, but he knows what to do with it. Back onto the racing line, saves the place. Oh, Jacolette's off again. What has happened now? Liam Silkstone's had an issue. Carl Jacolette's had an issue. Oh, Liam's just late on the brakes, tries to get out of the way. And he waits for Carl to get going again, which is fair play. Where was Lee Deemer in all this? Lee runs wide as well at a pivotal moment. And Jacolette's still leading the AM class, and I think it's pretty much going to seal the deal for him if he stays where he is. The difference in those two in the championship is 52 points. It's mathematically possible if Lee Deemer wins the last race and Jacolette has a DNF, but from how the rest of the field's been, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But this is Miguel Freitas, who is going to take 2 from 2 tonight, I believe. Matthias de Tige in second place there, really going for it. And there is Lewis Ward in third. This is still going on further down, though. Torres, McNally, Franks, Delmont, Thanes. Incredible fighting. Very entertaining. And very spicy. But can you blame this guy for... Well, he seems like he's taking it easy at the moment. Not sure whether he's cut it fine on fuel or anything. But please get your clap emojis ready in the chat, because we're about to see another incredible performance by Miguel Freitas. Team Mad's very own Tame Iberian takes round 21 and 22 tonight at Catalonia. Does exactly what he needed to do to bounce back from Alton Park and retake the championship lead and then extend it. De Tige second, great result, with Lewis Ward in third. And Mark Woodhouse under the radar. Manfruits in fourth place, with Alex Torres finishing ahead of whatever the heck this lot is for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Jeremy Hessels is going to round out the top 10 just behind. Scott Malcolm 11th, and Fraser Smith is going to come through for 12th. And I'm pretty sure, I'm going to say it, Carl Jacolette has pretty much just wrapped up the AM Championship. More clap emojis, please. Very well done to Carl and Year One Racing. Then it's 3 Excite cars behind: Liam Silkstone, Lee Deemer and Dave Cyrus. Lee has put on a great show this season in trying to chase him down. What a great drive from De Tige. Very pleased with that. But Carl Jacolette has pretty much got it done now. It's not mathematically impossible for Deemer to take it, but based on previous results, I think it's safe to say that that is an AM Championship win for Carl Jacolette. Very well done, Carl. We'll see if he's ready in the interview room afterwards with the world's most up and down microphone. Matthias de Tige finishes in second place, though. That was a great drive from him. Very, very good to watch. And here are your second race results of the evening. I've barely got a voice after this. Miguel Freitas takes the win again tonight, with Matthias de Tige and Lewis Ward with him on the podium. Lewis doing a great job as well, by the way, for taking this championship right to the line. Mark Woodhouse 4th, with Alex Torres 5th, followed by the very entertaining Adam McNally, Gregory Franks, Adam Delmont and Ben Thanes. Jeremy Hessels rounds out your 10. Then we have Scott Malcolm and Fraser Smith, 11th and 12th. Shame about the incident with Fraser early on, but a good recovery nonetheless. Then we have Carl Jacolette, as far as I know, your new AM Class champion, with Liam Silkstone and Lee Deemer. Then it's Dave Cyrus and Dean Timms, with Andy Fox in 18th position, with Scott Angelo the last car on the lead lap. Philip Hopley unfortunately retired 8 laps from the end, with Ryan Walker 11 laps from the end, not making the end of the race. Andy Hopley 22nd, with iRacing crashing just after qualifying for him, unfortunately. And then commentator, of course, me, bottom of the field. But another amazing round in the championship tonight. 2 brilliant races, very, very entertaining. And it was just so much fun to watch, wasn't it? I hope you've all enjoyed it. I do apologise for the disconnection just before race 2. But I hope that you have enjoyed yourselves all the same. And well, the very first person that has jumped in tonight to come and say hello is the brilliant Andy Fox in his very chrome car. How are we doing, Andy? Good to see you, mate.
Very well, mate. Very well. I'm sweating yet again, which is always a good sign.
Oh yeah, some hard work must have gone in tonight, mate, because another short circuit and a lot of fun in these cars. Quite a big field for such a small track, but not really much lapping of cars or anything. Actually, to say that, I don't think anybody actually got lapped tonight, which I'm surprised at. But how was it from your point of view further down the order?
That first race was unbelievable. Every lap for the last 4 or 5 laps, I think we were 3 wide into the first corner. All I kept hearing was me spotter going, "You're in the middle, 3 wide. You're in the middle, 3 wide." And it was just like that for 4 or 5 laps continuously. It was a great battle.
Well, it certainly looked like it was worth getting your elbows out at points.
Definitely.
We've just seen a bit of elbows out now, actually, as Hessel's gave you a bit of a nudge, let's say, through the right-hander on lap 1. But tell me about your thoughts in terms of going towards the end of the championship. Do you think the gloves are off a little bit with some of these battles, or do you think it's still the same, just get your head down and focus?
Oh, I think the gloves are coming off a bit more, but it's always been clean racing. Yeah, there's rubbing, but as they say, rubbing's racing. You're always going to get it in touring car type races. So it's been good, really good fun for me. As I say, my first year in this championship, and it's been absolutely awesome fun.
It certainly looks like it, mate. I do envy you boys having to go out and do this every single week, but it's good to watch everything unfold from up here. One more race of the season left to go, of course, the very dramatic and demanding VLN circuit at the Nordschleife. What do you reckon about getting these cars around there?
That is going to be some effort, I think. That's going to be a fun one. But I've got a new livery for you next week as well, so you might enjoy that one.
I can't wait to see it, mate. I'll keep my eye out. I'm sure I won't be able to miss it if it's just as chrome as the current one. But good to speak to you as always, Andy. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, mate?
No, my brother's a bit upset because last time I didn't name him when I said hello to everybody. So Ian is always in the chat, and he's always there supporting me, which is always good fun. And all my thousands of followers and everybody out there that knows me, thank you very much.
Smashing. Well, good as always. And like I say, Ian's a great supporter of the championship. So hi, Ian. Thank you very much, mate. Good to speak to you as always, Andy, and I'll see you next time round, mate.
Cheers, Chaz.
Cheers. And well, we have to bring him in, to be honest, don't we? We have to. We can't do this without bringing him in. Carl Jacquelet joins us in the box with his incredibly amplified microphone again. Carl, you've pretty much wrapped up the AM Championship there, mate. You must be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, I am pleased. It was quite a scrappy race. I'm surprised I had a wing on the back at the end, the number of hits I'd had. I had a incident with Lee early on. I took a bit of a dive bomb and we came together, so I slowed to give the places back. But then got it back again. This setup I've got is awesome on the brakes. It really is good on the brakes. I had some great passes. Yeah,
it's we did actually catch you give the place back to Lee, so it was nice to see the sportsmanship on the stream. It's not hard to miss that to miss that year one car. It certainly is bright, and it seems that it's done a good job of putting your opponents off as you slice through the field. How do you feel going towards the final round at the VLN circuit then at the Nordschleife?
Oh, looking forward to that. We did the 24-hour and got second, so I know I've got a setup that is awesome around there, and I'm very dialed into it, so really looking forward to that.
Well, fingers crossed we can see you really nail home the championship there. Of course, it is still mathematically possible for Lee to win it, but as things stand at the moment, of course, based on previous results, as I've been saying, it's not looking like either of you boys are going to pop up for an overall race win straight away with some of the guys at the front. No disrespect, of course. But, it's just going to be interesting to see how the battle unfolds there, I suppose, isn't it?
It is. I'm looking forward to that race. I had a great race there in the 4-hour with Lee. I got him at the end. We had... I was running in 2 laps from the end, and I realised that I was 1 lap short of fuel. And I was right behind Lee when he peeled into the pits with 2 laps to go. So I thought, right, I'm pitting now.
Yeah.
I only had to take 1 lap of fuel. He had to take 2. So
okay.
He then fell off chasing me. So
I was going to say a lap of fuel around there as well takes about 45 minutes to put in, doesn't it? In one of these cars, it's not exactly it's not a splash and dash, is it? It's more like a nip to the shops. So it's understandable that you gain so much time on it, but very well done, mate. It's great to see you wrap up the championship with 1 to go, essentially, anyway. And
very pleased with that.
You should
And I
be,
think
mate.
I might have fixed my mic as well.
Oh, I don't know. It's still 1 minute it's 400 decibels, the next it's 2. So we'll we'll have to see.
Drivers and everything.
Well, you never know. It might change at the last one. We'll have to see. But before I let you go, Carl, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, buddy?
Yeah, a big shout out to all my colleagues at Year One who've been helping with setup and just helping generally. We've got some fantastic drivers in there. We've got some new drivers as well. We've just signed Sarah Moore, the ex Janetta Junior driver. So
yeah,
this team is getting really strong. I think we've now got 42 drivers.
Wow, fair play. I don't know how you keep them all under control, to be honest. I mean, I think Mark Fletcher needs some aspirin or something at some point soon, but
Well, we've got an American contingent as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So they race in the silly hours of the clock that we'd never see.
Ah, right, fair enough.
We're just preparing for the Indy now. We're going to put probably about 8 cars in for that.
Good stuff. Well, I hope it goes well, mate. Very well done tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Cheers.
Chaz.
And someone that may have had a bit of a mixed evening, maybe mixed thoughts on that final race, Fraser Smith joins me in the box. Fraser, good to see you as always, mate.
How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I enjoyed that one. It was a good evening of racing. Plenty going on with short laps, plenty of them around here. Talk me through that second race, mate. I know it might be a bit of a sore subject, but what do you think was going on?
Well, I had a look back at it. Now, I might have turned. I mean, Miguel was right up on the left-hand side of the track, but I don't know. If I was in his position, I probably would have backed out. But hey, I probably turned across him. So race of instant, I'm going to say. I'm not gonna be reporting.
Fair play, mate.
Yeah, bit of a tricky one, but hey.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tricky question for me to put on you, so fair enough for the subdued answer. But it was great to see you back up there, though, mate. I've been saying it constantly, since Alton as well. You've really come alive in that car, and it's great to see that you continued that. Took the lead early on, ran away with it a little bit, and then, unfortunately, the incident put paid to it. But, going towards the final round of the season, one of the trickiest circuits in the world, of course, the entire VLN circuit. How would you reckon you're going to get on around there? Have you got much experience there in this car?
If I told you the amount of hours I spent testing for the 24-hour, you probably wouldn't believe me. But hey, yeah, I like that track. I'm pretty confident with my own pace there, but Miguel is not one to be played with there. He's pretty quick, so
yeah. He's also.
I want to be on the podium at least there, if not fight for the win. That's what I want to do. Final round. So
yeah,
we'll
make a statement. That's it, isn't it?
Yep.
We have seen that Miguel is quick there. I keep seeing the updates from Team Mad. Every time he sets foot on that track, he seems to turn it into gold. So we'll have to see what he can do. Lewis Ward, of course, chasing him closely in the championship. Just been told as well that the championship tables have been updated. Before tonight, I believe you were in 10th place. You've gone ahead of Connor Parisi now. You're in 9th. 50 points on him as well. And there's just under 60 points ahead to Gregory Vranks. Now, Gregory's been dead consistent, as you know. Do you reckon you could probably have one over on him there?
It's quite a lot to do in one race, really. It's a shame about that second race. I could have done with some good points, really, but never mind. I mean, this late in the season, I kind of know probably gonna finish where I am. So, like I say, in the second race, there, I was sort of in two minds whether I should really be getting involved with the lead. And I had a couple of people on voice chat ask me why I was, but I thought at the end of the day I want to win. So
yeah, well,
I wasn't gonna. Yeah, I mean, in the first race, I knew straight away as soon as Lewis was up the front, Hopley wasn't going to let anyone pass him easily. So sort of, I had Lewis behind me on the first couple of laps. I thought, you know what, I'm getting in their way, really. I knew I was struggling. To be fair, I was actually struggling for pace tonight. Second qualifying, I don't really know where that came from, really. But yeah, I thought I'll just let them get on with it, and maybe I could pick up some pieces if they crashed or whatever. But yeah, in the second race, I thought I managed to get the lead. I wasn't necessarily in between those two. They were still doing it what they needed to do. So I thought, well, might as well go for a win. But hey.
Well, I mean, it was good to see the scraps anyway, mate. I mean, like I say, your pace has been great towards the end of the season. I hope it reflects that at the VLN circuit as well. But You know, it's been a bit of an up and down season. I did mention as well earlier that the start of it was a bit rough for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, since we spoke, I think at Silverstone or something like that, or about the halfway point, you're saying like the results were starting to change on it. The form of like the last few rounds has been great. If I could have had that all season, I'd have been pretty chuffed with that. But yeah, at the start of the season, I was firstly maybe a bit too aggressive sometimes. Sometimes I was struggling with the setup. Yeah, I'm ready for next season. Let's put it that way.
Fair play, mate. Well, just before I let you go, Fraser, do you want to give a shout out to anyone?
Yeah, same as always, yourself and everyone who spends loads of time helping us do this series. Everyone at Full Sim Racing, especially Steen this week for giving me the setup. It's great. Yeah, and everybody who races cleanly, and we have fun every week. So
cracking. Well, good to speak to you as always, Fraser. Very well done, mate, and we will see you next week at the Nürburgring.
Certainly. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Fraser Smith there, rounding out our evening of racing once again. I believe we've just had another lovely blip in the internet, so how well has this gone? Sorry about any of the technical issues partway through. You know what the internet can be like, it's an absolute nightmare. I've been your host, Chaz Draycott, once again for the Simracersworld TCR Series, rounds 21 and 22 from Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. And as you've heard, we're back at the Nürburgring for the final round of the championship next week. Same time as always, Tuesday night, 8 PM UK time. I'll be there with you to call the shots and enjoy more very frantic racing. Have yourselves a fantastic evening, and we'll see you in a week's time.